6:45, the news you need to know this morning in your Sunrise Smart Start. The latest mass shooting in America. 6 victims killed at an elementary school in Nashville. Here's what we know about the tragedy, and a warning: some of the surveillance footage here is unsettling to watch. Authorities say a heavily armed 28-year-old shot 3 children and 3 adult staffers at a private Christian school before police killed the suspect. Those students were all just 9, identified as Evelyn Dykehouse, Hallie Scruggs, and William Kinney. The adults killed: custodian Mike Hall, substitute teacher Cynthia Peak, and the head of the school, Catherine Kuntz. We're told the shooter, Audrey Hale, a former student at the school, drew detailed maps planning this at the campus, including entrance points, and left behind a manifesto. Police have not announced anything about a possible motive. The mass shooting unfolded in just 14 minutes. Happening here today in Rochester, nationally renowned attorney Ben Crump and attorney Terrence Connors will both be here talking about their intent to file a lawsuit on behalf of one of the women killed in the crowd surge at the Main Street Armory. Aisha Haskins-Stevens was the 35-year-old from Syracuse, killed following the Glorilla concert. 2 other women also died after the crowd crush. Crump and Connors will also intend to file for a number of concert goers injured that night in the stampede. They have a press conference scheduled at the Armory. That's at 12:30 this afternoon. Adriel Riley, one of the 2 teens convicted of killing 53-year-old Stephen Amenhauser on Lyle Avenue by setting him on fire, is set for sentencing today. Xavion Perry was sentenced yesterday. He got 25 years in prison plus 5 years probation. Initially, the 2 teens pleaded not guilty to charges of second-degree murder, arson, and criminal possession of a weapon. Perry pleaded guilty to manslaughter earlier this year. Riley was convicted at trial of second-degree murder. More developing cases we're following. The investigation into the Rochester Amber Alert is far from over. A mother and her young son kidnapped over the weekend, found safe hours later. 1 man was arrested soon after, and that could be just the start. Jatira Marsh is here to take you through the next steps in the case. Jatira.
Brennan, police are still looking for additional suspects, and the man already arrested, Daniel Ponder, is due in court later this week. This follows an Amber Alert sent out for a 4-year-old and his mother on Saturday. Police responded to Lake Avenue for shot spotter activation. They located a man who claims that he was chased and shot by another individual located on Fulton Avenue. Once police arrived to Fulton, they realized both the mother and the child were both missing from the house. From there, police issued out an Amber Alert. Lieutenant Greg Bello says he was pleased to witness the community jump into action to help find the mother and the boy.
I initially sent out a picture that was a fairly older picture of the child, and within 30 minutes I was sending out new additional pictures. That was the child's daycare had reached out and said, we have newer pictures. The school district reached out, we have a newer picture. And this was great that we were getting community input from other organizations as well to help get pictures as recent, I think a week or 2 ago, of the child, to get out there of what he looks like now, to help put that information out there and get that out to our community to look for him.
Police say Ponder did know the mother and the boy, but they won't elaborate on that connection just yet. He is due back in court on Thursday. Brennan, back to you.
All right, Jatira, thank you. Some more news here. The State Attorney General's office has officially opened its investigation into the death of Brendan Burns. He was the man shot and killed by authorities in Rochester last week in the Park Ave neighborhood. RPD says it was March 20th. They were investigating 2 shootings when officers tried to stop Burns in his car on Milburn Street. They say the 35-year-old ran off before pulling out a gun, and when asked to drop it, police say he did not. Officers then shot and killed the suspect. By law, the AG's office is required to investigate all cases involving the death of a civilian which may have been caused by a member of law enforcement. A 3rd bomb threat at the Hilton Central School District, similar to the 2 threats back-to-back last week. The superintendent, Greece police, and deputies have all said the threats are not credible at all, just part of an ongoing hoax. District leaders also re-emphasized the safety plan and security measures added over the weekend that led to their decision yesterday to allow the school day to continue as it was scheduled. A woman is in the hospital after a crash on 390 at the thruway overpass yesterday. Deputies say the woman was going southbound on 390 when her car went off the road, hit a guardrail, and rolled down the embankment to the westbound lanes of 90. The 67-year-old has life-threatening injuries. Several people have been arrested for a grease smash and grab. Police tell us it was back in February. At least 5 suspects stole a car and rammed it through the front door here of a convenience store on Dewey Avenue. Officers say the thieves went in and took several items such as food and drinks. The suspects were later ID'd and arrested. Their names haven't been released, but we know they are all charged with burglary, criminal mischief, and petty larceny. A 61-year-old man is in custody after police say he barricaded himself in a room with a gun at the Albany Medical Center yesterday. Albany Med officials say the man threatened staff with weapons while visiting a relative. A code silver alert was issued. That's used when there is an armed attacker in the hospital. The hospital campus and the medical college went on a lockdown. No one was injured in all of this. 10 minutes go until the top of the hour, 33 degrees. Here's James with your forecast. Maybe head out for an early morning walk, James.
Yeah, light walk this morning. You may see a little bit of a rain, snow, drizzle out there, but otherwise not too bad. 32 degrees sunrise, and just about 10 minutes from now, we're getting a little bit of twilight out there. Mostly cloudy skies. Winds out of the north now, but they will be switching to a more southerly flow as we get into tonight. That 43 for a forecast high that will be eclipsed the next few days. We'll take a look at the 8-day forecast at the end of the show. Brennan.
All right, thank you, James. Sunrise traffic, nothing new to pass along in terms of accidents or slowdowns on the expressways. But here in the city, got crashes at Merrimack Street and Hudson Avenue, another one downtown South Clinton Avenue in East Broad. Sunrise traffic coming your way again at about 7:25 during CBS Mornings. After 70 years in business, the owners of a historic food market in Webster are saying goodbye. Hagedorn started as a family dairy store in 1936, and they built the full grocer. Since then, it's grown into a 45,000 square foot facility where customers from multiple generations have shopped. Despite deep roots in the community, the GM says the industry is simply too competitive to keep up.
We have 2 Wegmans within 3 miles of us. We have an Aldi's, we have Target, we have Walmart. Years ago, you didn't have all that to compete with, so it got more and more difficult. And although we offered certain things that we feel were better than the competition's, it wasn't quite enough financially to keep us alive going into the future.
The market is officially closing at the end of June. March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, and many people still face barriers in the workplace. Opportunities for these individuals can be hard to come by. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, only 19% of people with disabilities were employed in 2019, compared to 66% of those without special needs on the job. Oftentimes, it's because people just don't know what jobs they're able to do.
I can't drive, for starters. I have a seizure disorder. I got water up, hydrocephalus, water on the brain. I have ADD, ADHD. Everyone's story is different, and everyone's struggles are different, and everyone's situations, disabilities, or, life circumstances are different.
That's Chris Schrader, a crew member at the McDonald's in Greece on West Ridge Road. He says it means the world that someone believes in him, and he's grateful to have the chance to inspire others with his work ethic and his positive attitude. Heading into Easter, People's Choice Kitchen in the city is giving out some goodies, bikes and Easter baskets for children in the greater community around Rochester. Wegmans donated the baskets. RPD and other generous donors offer the bikes. The organizer says the generosity will not stop there.
I had 2 bikes come all the way from Long Island, New York, because a customer overheard me talking about my event, and she went home back to Long Island and reached out to me and shipped them here. I was like, oh my God. So it's just amazing, the love, the community coming together. We need more pouring into the community versus taking out.
Yes, we do. People's Choice is taking donations up until its Easter event. That's April 8th at 3 in the afternoon in the parking lot of the Walgreens on Thurston Road. If you would like to donate, you can bring needed items to the restaurant. Donated helmets are really in need for all the kids who will be out there, out on the street on their brand new bikes. The Maplewood Community Library on Dewey Avenue is getting a big makeover thanks to a nearly $175,000 grant from the state. That money helped the city buy land behind the branch for its expansion. The library also offers notary services, ESOL support, and citizenship classes. The total expansion is in the neighborhood of $6.5 million. They had a community meeting last night held at the library for residents to share their ideas for the project going forward. At least in photos. The Buffalo Bills have put out some more renderings of their new stadium. Another look at what you can expect when it's finally done, including a view from the stands way up top. The Bills say the goal with the design is to give the team a visual identity that reflects some of the historic architecture in Buffalo with a modern twist. That's the 3rd set of renderings so far from the team. The stadium is expected to be finished by the fall of 2026. Oh, man.
Should probably add more clouds into that image.
You want to? Yeah, where are the snow photos? That's not realistic, right? That's like for the final preseason game in August, hosting at home. Yeah.
Right, exactly. I want to see what the stadium will look like in January.
I think they said something like 60% of it would be covered with the roof a little bit. So we'll see. They are putting Josh Allen up in all the jumbotrons.
Right.
He'll be there in 2026.
Yeah, that's fun to see. As we get on our jumbo bus, isolated mix possible this morning. Temperatures in the lower 30s. We'll go partly cloudy later today, getting in the low 40s. Wild ride next few days. We surge up tomorrow, 50 degrees, but rain, snow sends us right back down. 30s Thursday, but then back into the 50s. Looks like both Friday and into Saturday, but that's going to come with rain showers. A better chance for rain Saturday.
All right. Thank you, James. And thank you for watching us, spending your time with us on this Tuesday, News 8 at Sunrise. We'll see you back here in half an hour. CBS Mornings up next.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.